Hi Scouts, hope you're enjoying this geology themed weekend, and I'm here with my friend, this is Lepire, and she's going to share with you guys a few things that she does with rocks. You guys actually might know her from KMS.
Hi guys! Alright, so some of you know that I draw Pokemon, so a lot of my rocks have Pokemon on them, and this is, I know it's not a rock, but it's a wood slice. So I was gonna paint a koala because that is our school mascot. So what I did first is I painted on my rock. I just painted a base coat, and then I took a white colored pencil and I drew the picture of my koala. And then I have my paint, which is, I use mostly apple barrel paint. And then, oh, this is my base coat, so I don't need that again. So then I just put a little bit on a paper plate. And then you can use any size brush you want. I have all different sizes. So I usually just use these that I get at Michael's, but I like to use a very small brush. And then when I paint, I just do a nice coat and I just outline everything that I did. And I like to use this paint because you only have to do one layer usually, and it just goes on nice and smooth. And it dries pretty quickly too. But if I'm having a hard time drying it, I don't have it down here, I use my hair blow dryer when my son's not using it to blow dry his hair. So even though I have a small paintbrush, it goes pretty quickly. You don't really need a big one, and you can do small details. And the small paintbrush is like almost like using a pencil. And sometimes I have to paint over my details, which is fine because I have my little drawing right here, or I'll just look online at what the drawing's supposed to do. And a lot of my pictures I get from Art for Kids Hub, which I know if you're from KMS, you know of them because they're on YouTube, and Mrs. Powers loves them, and they're great tutorials of how to draw simple things step by step. He's a really great guy. So that's how I learned how to draw my koala for KMS. And my Pokemon too, most of them.
We gotta catch them all, right?
Yep, you gotta catch all of them. My favorite is Eevee though. So I do a lot of Eevee. And then if you let it dry, you can always do another coat if you need another coat. But sometimes you just need the details. So the koala is pretty easy because all you really need is the black for the details, and then I have some color in the ears, but I also just have the background. It's pretty simple. And then I use a paper plate because you can put your rock on the paper plate and then you can put your paint around it, and then when you're done you can just throw away the paper plate. So draw my bamboo shoots behind it while my koala is drying.
Where do you get your rocks?
Where do I get my rocks? So I get my rocks at a beach, or I can, if you hold on one second, I can show you a fancy way to make rocks.
A fancy way to make rocks.
Yes.
A fancy way to make rocks.
You can make rocks using cemental. And it's really easy. You go on Amazon.
Okay.
And you get these little molds. And then it's cemental you use. It's like, it says on the back. Oh no, it's right here. So you use 4 cups of cemental and 1 cup of water. And I use you can use any cup you want.
Mm-hmm.
These are my supplies for cemental. So I use 4 cups of these for cemental.
Yep.
And then 1 cup of water. And then I mix it in this and it makes 4 of these. And then they look like, if you bear with me 1 second while my koala is drying, I can show you. I should have been prepared for this.
Well, part of the adventures the Scouts are doing this weekend is they're going to go on rock hunts.
Nice.
And that's why I asked where you get your rocks, because if you go find them in nature.
These are my man-made rocks.
Oh, wow.
And so if you're gonna go, I would suggest you can go into the woods, you can go into the beach, you can go anywhere. Finding rocks that have a nice flat area to paint.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be bumpy on one side.
Okay.
But as long as you have a flat area to paint on one side, then it's pretty good. This rock I got on the Putnam Nature Trail behind the Putnam Elementary and Middle School.
Yep.
I believe it was. And then I got this rock there too. I painted it for my friend Steven.
Cool.
So even though this side was more flat, I decided to paint on this side.
Is there a wrong way to paint a rock?
No. There's no wrong way to paint anything because it's your painting.
Now, can you still see the lines you originally drew?
I can't see the lines, but you could always redraw them with a pencil. And the best part about paint is if you make a mistake, once it dries, you can always paint over it.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you have to do a little bit extra coats,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
It's a good point. Any of our bears doing their adventures where they have to build stuff, or even our Webelos, anything you make out of wood, guys, that you mess up, you could always paint over it.
All right, so I did my eyes
Uh-huh.
and everything. So the only thing left, if you notice my koala over here, is my details. So sometimes I use these pens called Artistro, but you have to buy those online. So I like to buy things that I can use at that I can just get at Michael's because it's very close and it's in our neighborhood. So this is a Prismacolor one.
That's a good brand.
It's a very good brand, and it's got 2 different ends. This one's like a felty end.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end that I'll use is this one, which is more of a fine one.
Wow.
So you don't really need to, and this pen costs like $6, and I've had it for over a year now, and I've done a lot. So then I just outline. Oh, it's a little wet still, but that's okay, because once it dries, I can just go over it again. So I just outline it.
That really does look like the original one, doesn't it?
It's very similar, but it's different too at the same time, because every time you make something, it's going to look a little different, and that's okay, because first of all, it's your own version of what you're doing, and just like us, everything's unique. So it's okay if your drawing doesn't look exactly like the picture you're looking at. And there's my koala.
I like that.
And then once it's all dry, I can go in and put a little white detail in.
Gotcha, so you can
With some white paint.
Alright, well, Miss Jess, thank you very much for...
Oh, sorry. And then when you seal it, I just use Mod Podge.
Excellent. thank you very much for having us and having Pack 43 check out what we do.
Yeah, awesome. Anytime.
See, hold on a sec. I got too many pockets. I would like to present to you on behalf of the pack a thank you and a pin.
Oh, thank you.
That's got Akela, leader of the Wolf Pack from the Jungle Book series, and it's a thank you for everything you've done to help us out and to help our kids out and our scouts every single day.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.